Hi guys, so welcome to the second episode of LGU podcast. Last week we spoke about TikTok, social media, and a lot of things contemporary social media related. And today we are going to speak about music, and we have Ashan and myself and Maneesha who have been musicians and producers in various types of genres in local and international capacity. Going off things first, how is everyone? Good evening.
I'm good. Yeah,
Crystal clear,
good.
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah. Ashan, Majan, let's.
Yeah.
What happened with the Grammys, Majan? That's one of the main things we want to talk about. So I.
It's not okay. So it's like this. It's I don't think. Okay, I think what you're obviously referring to is this weekend snub. Am I right?
Yes, he's right. Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
here,
yeah.
yeah, I don't think it was a matter of just musicality or anything related to music at all. I think it was a personal vendetta that the Grammys had towards
Yeah,
The Weeknd as an artist, Abel.
obviously.
So when he refused to perform for the Grammys, uh, instead he performed at the Super Bowl. So I'm assuming whoever the head of the Grammys is, I can't remember who, I can't check, but definitely was offended. Because I mean, Weekend, oh man, he put out hit by hit.
Yeah,
His album itself is just,
definitely.
oh wow.
His album is one of the
I mean, come on.
probably the best album of
Yeah,
2019. Yeah, for me.
yeah. In terms of pop music and invoking nostalgia, definitely. I mean, come on. He didn't even have like at least one nomination. That's come on.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, yeah, considering
suspicious.
he has been like he's been having like the chart tops number one and like on and on and on, like blinding lights that
Yeah,
was
I
on.
mean, if you take somebody like Billie Eilish, come on, she had the same amount of recognition as The Weeknd, and she got nominated last year and this year. So this is obviously nothing to do with musicality. It's definitely a personal vendetta, in my
So
opinion, at least.
Considering what now, if it is now, you say it's a personal vendetta, and it's not
Yeah.
about music anymore. Considering what are the politics and what are the things, what are the underlying forces that have operate within the framework of Grammys and this commercialized music.
Well, it's the same thing that goes on with a record label. To get in, you have to know your people. So basically, it's about word of mouth. You know a friend who knows a guy who recommends you to the Grammys. That's how it works. Same goes with if you're getting signed by a big record label. Let's just say Atlantic Records. So that's how they go. So you know a guy who recommends you to his manager, and gets you signed up with the record label. Same goes for the Grammys. Somebody knows somebody, they recommend you to the Grammys, and they'll sort of put a vote for you.
Right. So, considering it's more or less a award ceremony for people who know each other, and it's more or less a like consent, like like a close knit society of musicians and artists and producers and businessmen who is handling this entire business. So, what is like as people, do we should like should we look forward to the Billboard charts? Should we look forward to these award ceremonies? Because if it is now, this is a lot of controversy because the weekend is is one like as a personal like a fan of himself as well from like an outside genre. I feel like like considering the levels that we have, he should be one of the people who be getting an award. Has he won any Emmys or Grammys before? I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
think yeah. If I recall, he does. He did. It's hard to say because there are some people who definitely deserve a Grammy. One of my favorites this year, Marion got nominated. So people like that definitely should be getting an award, in my opinion. And on the other hand, Justin Bieber's new album, Changes, got nominated for Best Pop Album. So, which is weird because that album, in my opinion, was bad. Like, really bad. It was boring. It was boring as fuck compared to the weekends. But
Yeah,
all
it
in
was
all,
like Justin Bieber's album was like the basic cookie cutter formula.
Yeah, I mean, even his previous album was much better than this, which was actually produced by Skrillex, most of it. But yeah, his new album was just meh compared to the Weeknd's. I'm talking particularly in the pop realm. But there are definitely better albums that came out this year, last year, and this year. Example is Medion's Good Faith and Disclosure's album.
Yeah. So now I'm mostly in stuff like rock and metal and all sorts of underground music. So those kind of things don't really have much of tension and pull when it comes to billboards. So will the
Yeah,
same thing
yeah.
apply to
No,
electronic
you
music
have
and
to actually sort of promote those music if you want to get it to the billboards. I mean, Tool won a Grammy last year, if I recall, so they definitely did their marketing properly. And yeah, I mean, most of these people don't want to even be in the charts. They just want to make good music and have a good time, you know.
all right. So now going forward, what are the other places where we can have like we had the Grammy Top 100, Billboard Top 100. What other places you should check for this type of contemporary pop and hip hop type of music? Because
Uh,
like of course we have the Billboard One Top 100 to download straight up, but what are the other things to have, Amazon, to check out better music?
you talking about music as in like, are you looking forward to award ceremonies or just finding new
No,
music in general?
I'm saying I'm considering I'm looking forward for an appreciation and a like a source of entertainment information where I believe that
Okay.
like people in this caliber and this type of genre are discussed and critically analyzed. So that's
Well,
the
yeah, I think your best way is to there are a lot of subreddits in Reddit where you can actually find people like this. There's one called Pop Heads, which is exclusive for pop music, and there's another one called Let's Talk Music, also in Reddit. So you can find those little communities where people actually get together and talk about music in this whatever genre they like.
All right. So we got a comment online saying Justin Bieber's "Yummy" got nominated for the best song while "Blinding Lights" got snubbed. What is "Yummy," guys? I am really clueless about it. What is this? Is a Justin Bieber song?
It's yeah, it's a, just to be, it's my opinion. It's a pretty disgusting song. I would say it's very yucky instead of yummy. You know, it's I don't know. It's just generic trash.
Is
Uh,
it like is it on the same personality and charismatics of like say WAP by that woman like Cardi B, or is it same
no,
that
no,
kind
no,
of?
it's no. It's a much no. It's a much more toned down version of it. I don't think anything comes close to Cardi B's trash, but no, but it's definitely not a good song. It's a generic song. Nothing. It's nothing special.
Right.
Here's the thing with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has a lot of pull in the music industry. The dude's huge. I don't think many people realize this. He has a lot of influence. One of the reasons he still gets nominated and he makes lots of money is because he has a lot of pull, and he's white.
All right. So now.
Oh, also, another point to add, do check out who his manages, which is Scooter Braun, who also manages Martin Garrix.
Oh, okay. So the same guy who managed Martin Garrix is managing Justin Bieber.
Yeah, he managed Justin Bieber before he managed Garrix. He's also super rich, well, very connected guy.
Oh, so now the thing with Justin Bieber. Now I was there when Justin Bieber came to fame, right? He was discovered on YouTube by Usher, right? As far as my
No,
facts
no,
are
no,
right.
no. He was discovered by Scooter Braun in a school play or something.
Yeah, he
If
was
you watch the if, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, if you watch the
Actually,
roast of Justin Bieber, they actually made fun of that.
he was covering one of Neo's songs. To be specific, I think
Yeah,
it was So Sick or something. And Scooter Braun saw it, and he decided to recruit him.
yeah.
Recruit him as in
I
for the
think
record label as a musician, or
no. Record him for his agency, which is Scooter Braun Projects. So that's how his Scooter Braun is literally the guy who made Justin Bieber famous, not Justin Bieber.
no? I was under the impression
Yeah.
that he was famous through Usher's pull and because he was famous with all the guys at the time, like collaborating with everyone.
Yeah, I mean, no, not really. Scooter Braun is the mastermind. It's like Kevin Feige with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's always the guy. He's the guy behind the curtains.
Oh, all right. And one, Madan, there's this conspiracy theory. I want to know about this because I haven't watched this video and I don't know this song. Conspiracy theory behind Justin Bieber's "Yummy" music video. Can you please explain
Yeah,
me
yeah,
that?
it is. There's some symbolism linked to pedophilia and child trafficking.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there
It
is.
is, it is. But even if that was the message, it was done really poorly.
Nuan, I'm having trouble hearing you, Madan. What did you say, Madan?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Little, can you? Wait, Maneesha, I can't. I have increased this volume as much. Hurry, let's go. No worries.
Right. So, no, we all know in US there was uncovered one of the most biggest child trafficking and sex trafficking crime ring, and which
Pizzagate, right?
yeah it was
Yeah,
called Pizzagate.
Pizzagate. Yeah, Pizzagate.
Right. So, so this was majorly done by the elites of a certain secret society, which would also be in majorly connections with um, uh, who's that guy who owned the island, Ashan?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. So, in that his private island of Jeffrey Epstein, it's been said it's an island uh, of beautiful young underage women where anyone who is connected to Hollywood, any major celebrities would come over, and I mean anyone.
Yeah, even yeah, if I recall, I think Trump was a huge friend of
Trump was
Epstein.
there as well, and
Yeah.
Donald Trump was a huge friend. Will Smith was there in the flight list.
yes,
So much of issues unravel with the Jeffrey Epstein alleged suicide.
Including Bill Gates. I'm not kidding.
Are you serious?
correct. Bill
Yep.
Gates was there. I mean,
Oh,
It's
dude.
hard to understand. Yeah. Yeah, Bill Gates was like, oh man, like the good guy, right? But no, I
right.
don't
So,
think anyone is good in schools.
Asha, Sahan,
Yeah.
even Stephen Hawking was on the flight list.
But
What?
why
Why
did he
him?
even on that plane? Why?
Why?
What he do wanna like? Why would he want to go to the island?
I mean, he can't get laid, right? As far
Yeah,
as I
but
know.
still, why? What possible reason can he have to go to Epstein Islands?
It's
Maybe
to,
he was just living life. I don't know. The guy died, right?
I mean,
He was like
it's
I think he had a bucket list or something.
it's like
Yeah,
having
definitely.
this Epstein Island was basically an island to fulfill each other's sexual desires. I mean, anything went down in that island. I mean, according to what research that I did, and all the conspiracy theories surrounding
Okay.
this case, that to be find out that recently we all know what happened with Kevin Spacey. I mean, so Kevin Spacey, he was exposed as a pedophile, and actually Kevin Spacey was banned. He was banned off the Epstein Island because his
But
sexual
wait, you tell me Kevin Spacey was banned
he
from
was
a pedophilic island?
Wait, how bad does
That's wild.
Kevin Spacey have to be banned from Epstein Islands? I mean, what the
yes,
fuck is that?
because his
That guy must have done some weird shit.
Weird as shit. House of Cards, more like House of Farts. I mean, fucking hell.
because according to all these news that I've been getting, his sexual desires with boys, little boys, were very extreme and very go. I don't know. It was terrible. I mean, they literally had to
Oh, yeah,
ban
that's
him.
not.
Who
I think we're
gives you
straying
this
off the subject of.
information, dude? Who gives you this information?
I mean, come on,
Like,
man.
In my opinion, I don't think. I mean,
Doesn't matter
Epstein
as long as
definitely
it's true.
didn't kill himself.
No, these are all
Yeah,
true. I mean, these are not like conspiracy theories anymore because the flight log onto Epstein
yeah.
Island was already
Yeah,
released,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Epstein was definitely killed by his peers to shut him up. Nothing more
Exactly.
than that.
I
Exactly.
mean, like it's supposed to be alleged suicide, right? So I'm like, I don't know how to feel
It's
about it.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
no
mean, it
no
can be,
pedophile actually survives in prison.
yeah, no pedophile survives in prison. So I think we gave him an easy way out. And yeah, now Justin Bieber portrays that he was a victim on this child trafficking. He portrayed himself as a victim. Yes, from what I gather from the consensus. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Even not from the. I mean, basically, he exposed this also back in his previous album, the song "I Need You." Right, Ashan, was it right? I mean, there was
Uh,
in the music video there was a major symbolism. If you like, pause into seconds. I mean, the background where
I
he
haven't seen this one, so I can't comment on it, but I will check it.
just guys, whoever is listening to this podcast right now, I mean, if you want to know more about this conspiracy theory about Pizzagate, I mean, there are many artists in Hollywood in the music industry who has exposed this, under their nose. I mean,
No, dude.
it's
Like,
in the music
yeah,
video.
no, no. It's on the now. It's like one thing that I want to talk about is like now show business. Now Justin Bieber, one of the most successful guys out there, he
Yeah,
has portrayed himself as a victim of this entire abuse and all this messed up shit.
yeah,
And Weekend he's like saying there's some racial issues going on and he's been discriminated in the Billboard, which is a quite obvious thing, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah, the racial thing is definitely obvious.
racial
Like
thing definitely.
Weekend has like songs that are beautiful over and over again. Like on like though he was very consistent with his hits. And now what I want to highlight is, guys, how do you guys feel the real life of these people are? Like they
Miserable,
perform.
miserable, definitely miserable. You see, one thing I've learned about musicians, really successful musicians are, they are attention seekers. They do everything for attention. It's and they're pretty much lonely too. I mean, well, the
Oh
ones
yes.
that I see, I mean, yeah, definitely lonely, and they seek validation from strangers, people on Twitter. That's why even the smallest thing they get triggered. They can't take that much of criticism. It's a sort of a sad life. This is where the whole money doesn't buy you happiness comes.
Yeah, because like that's something I want to talk about because like you see, we had now in my type of music we have rock, metal, grunge, and like all sorts of nonsense. Now we've had like compared to other industries and like we consider like metal is relatively from monetary aspects and like the spread and the coverage and everything. We consider metal is to be a more niche and a relatively smaller market, say for an example, compared to this contemporary Grammy type, commercial music. And
Yeah,
that niche market has experienced a lot of sadness, like say suicides and overdoses and all sorts of bad shit.
I think the drug abuse is not pertaining, not unique to metal. I think it's everywhere in all
No,
industries. It's yeah.
I mean, you hear stories. You like when you know about like this most famous bands. Say for an example, Ozzy Osbourne, Lemmy Kilmister, all these guys. Like on like there are stories on how these artists behave off stage and on stage, and you hear a lot of stuff regard to drugs and sex, lots and lots of sex. So
Hmm.
what like consider now like say for an example the big four on grunge. There's are four bands that came from Boston back in the 90s. Like there's like a
Okay.
shift. Like say for an example, it's like this. Metal had been like changed over the years from time to time, and it's like there are a lot of phases to it. Like as you see in electronic music, like how dubstep became trending at one point, and like deep house was there, and now progressive stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So over time it evolves. So same thing happened to metal over the years. Say for like during the 60s and 70s, we had all these glam bands, like these hairdo bands. You like say bands like Kiss, Led Zeppelin, and
Like
Guns N' Roses,
Black
those type
Sabbath.
of bands. Yeah. Now, yeah, Sabbath is supposedly like everyone believes that the current modern heavy metal concept started off with Sabbath. the Tony Iommi. He's the guitarist of Black Sabbath, and he's supposed to be like this mastermind genius of a dude. How it happened was like apparently he broke his like right hand at a bar fight or something. Like he punched something and he broke his hand, and the doctor said he wouldn't be able to play again. And what he did was he just started learning guitar the other way around, like using his other hand, and he like played the entire discography of what he has composed using his other hand, and it's like so badass. But what happened was in the 90s, everyone knows of Nirvana, right? So when Nirvana came
Yep.
and they were massive, like Nevermind album was released, it was massive, massive, and it took over the entire thing. All these hairdo bands and all these glam bands, everything was taken over,
Nirvana
and
basically created a cult.
Nirvana created a technically a cult. Yes, it's just angry white kids and black kids with music type of music that you haven't heard before. Like then, like when like this was somewhere in the 90s, guys. So when Nirvana came in, along with Nirvana came Soundgarden, along with like Chris Cornell, right? Chris Cornell's band, and then came Pearl Jam, and then came who else? Alice in Chains, one of my favorite bands. So those four bands came and they were supposed to be the biggest in the industry at the time. And all of a sudden now, right now, out of the four bands, three of the main guys are dead. And it's like just the 90s. Like Kurt Cobain from Nirvana shot himself in the face. And Lane Staley, Alice in Chains vocalist, was like died of overdose, and Chris Cornell committed suicide, and it was just a couple of years ago. The same year that his best friend, the vocalist of Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, committed suicide. Avicii committed suicide,
That
and
I think Chester's one was a huge impact throughout the world.
yes,
It was,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I mean, think about it, guys. Like I heard Linkin Park when I was small. Like I was really small. I was about 6 or 7,
Yeah, back when
and
there was 240p in YouTube quality.
yeah, there was no YouTube.
Actually, there was no HD.
There was no HD, there was no internet. So how it happened was my brother had a huge amplifier and all that, and his neighbor, like my neighbor, and he brought Linkin Park CDs. So he had the Meteor album and Hybrid Theory both together, and I listened to it, and it blew my mind. And that's one of the main first bands that I've listened to. And he also committed suicide. Like Chester Bennington, one of the guys I literally grew up with, committed suicide the same year with Avicii and Chris Cornell. So now, think about it like this, guys. There was no internet at the time, and I live in outstation Calcutta. And my brother was able to get his hands on a Linkin Park CD. Now, think about the levels of how much of reach that a band had of the time. I mean, when Chester Bennington and Linkin Park made Nevermind and all that, they were in their 20s, guys. Like, it's crazy. Like, making Numb and like Crawling and In the End and all those songs, they were just 20 and 21. And the amount of quality of music for a CD to have, for it to come all its way from USA all the way to a hometown in Kalutara, it should reflect the amount of success that a band has achieved. I mean, now it's just you upload it to the internet and you just make sure you get enough engagement. If the song is nice, it works out. But like those times, it was far more complicated, and like those bands actually managed to do that. How do you guys feel about Linkin Park? I'm sorry, I'm got carried away talking.
No, I mean, like even at the time, early like YouTube started around 2006, right? As I remember. So
Yeah.
before 2006, the only way we could get that kind of music was LimeWire, and we all know LimeWire was basically a virus, a pit for all the viruses you could ever imagine. But kids, they still risked everything, and they still used LimeWire to download stuff onto their computers. Because as I remember, even iTunes was in its infancy. It didn't work properly in Sri Lanka at the time, but still, even myself, I remember my kids in my school, we were downloading LimeWire. We were discussing like what happened to your computer after downloading. Like this guy saying, okay, a virus got onto my computer. Okay, how do we get rid of the virus? We were still, risking our stuff, our computers and all that stuff, just to get Linkin Park music. Not only Linkin Park, like obviously there was Breaking Benjamin and Green Day and all the other the bands that came up in the early 2000s.
Breaking Benjamin is still going strong. I love that.
Yeah, Breaking Benjamin is a really good band. I really love that band. Um, and Breaking Benjamin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's the kind of popularity Green Day had. Like we just go out of our way to get music. I mean, we didn't get CDs. I didn't see a proper Linkin Park CD until like 2006. But I can imagine like with that much of success, how with the reach they had, that makes sense.
Yeah, and let's take a modern day trending artist. Now what now is it now? I want your guys' opinions on this. Was it easier to be successful, like say at the times of Linkin Park, or is it tough now? Because I think like right now, guys, everyone's making music. Like we can
It's
make it
tougher
now.
now.
It's like a lot of
It's
competition.
it's tougher now
Much
because of the
tougher.
internet.
It's way tougher right now because of the internet. Yes, I think
It's
that
tough.
is.
Yes, in my opinion, it is because back in the days, I mean, I wasn't even born, but in the 80s, if you wanted to make music, you had to go to a record label, so they'll rent you out the studio. Right now, anyone can do it. I mean, I can do it. I do it, but yeah, I think it's much more harder to break through right now because even if you are making good music, chances are somebody else is making the same exact thing.
Yeah, and you have to do something out of the ordinary. Like if you do the
Yeah, I mean,
same
even
thing
if
that
you make even if you make good music, you have to find a way to market it properly. And
yeah,
in my opinion,
you know,
that's much
it
more
all
tougher than
depends.
making the music.
It all depends on the YouTube algorithm again. Like after they rework the algorithm now, early
It's
2010s.
not YouTube; it goes beyond YouTube. It's
It's
Spotify, all the streaming services are
Yeah,
there.
all the new streaming services. But like in before Spotify and Apple Music and all, early 2010, 11, 12, YouTube was the main platform like where new artists could like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
spread all their music. However, now with the new algorithm, it has basically screwed over like generally smaller artists. So unless you get lucky and you know how to get your song onto an algorithm, you're not going to get that much success. I found like a lot of metal. Now I'll just ask you a question. Do you know a band called Scareblood? Does anyone know a band called Scareblood?
no.
No, I'm not a metal
Yeah.
fan, but so no.
Yeah, Scareblood is a really good. I think it's Swedish or Norwegian. I just found it 3 days ago, but I had to hunt for the band. I had to dig deep in YouTube because I was just searching for new metal bands. They are really good. Their songs are really nice. However, they have not got onto the YouTube algorithm, so they are still at the bottom. So
What's the
with
name again, Madhu? Let me just go do a quick Google search.
Scalblood, you won't even find them on Google, but you'll find them on YouTube. There are a few songs.
Oh, okay.
I really like their music, and if I didn't dig that deep, I would have never found them. So that shows like that it doesn't matter on the quality of the content; it just matters on how you get your video on YouTube's algorithm. It's
It's a
really tricky to get it.
it's a Russian band, I think.
It is Russian,
You
okay.
you have to pay for it. To get your stuff on the algorithm, you have to pay for it.
You have to pay for it, or you have to be the only one to do it. Like, for example,
No, you have to pay for it. No, you have to pay. Everything is money, man. You have to pay for it. Even Spotify. To get on the algorithm, you had to, well, sort of
probably.
pay a promoter or whatever.
Say this guy. Now we live in Sri Lanka where there's a separate market and there's like entire different culture when it comes to music. We have the types of Indra Palyanage and Ridmavira Charita Tallage, those genius guys of music where we love and adore them. And at the same time, we have that tiny girl who says "Ullai Ullai Ooh" and all that, and the bus songs and Adare Behetak and stuff like that. So, my question to you guys is like, with regard to the music and everything we've done so far, like, what I want to suggest is that now I was like like I played a couple of gigs with Ridma Virardhan before he became very famous. And at the time, guys, the song of Charitattallage, like Sandavati, Sondrugosi Ittam, and all these beautiful songs, they were on YouTube. Like they were there for like a long time. And what Ridma told me was that one of the songs it was like a more of a tryout kind of a song that they have done. And it was like I was listening to it way before. Like I'm not trying to back like those hipsters saying. I was listening to it way before what like everyone did. But what I wanted to say is that I got it because I was in contact with a lot of musicians. But more than the algorithm, what made the song really successful was the quality of the song. And it's more or less towards the quality of as a metalhead. I would say like, okay, the songs has to be heavier, harder, more technical, more complicated, and all that stuff. But more than the algorithm works, there should be quality of it also. I mean, it's a more of a clusterfuck of so much of elements: the marketing, the name, writing, the production,
When you
YouTube.
say quality of the song, are you referring to just the song, how it sounds and everything?
I'm referring to the depth of the lyrics. I'm referring to the quality of production. I'm
Mm.
referring to the the basic theory of music, the smooth overlay of repetitiveness and improvisation. That like the song has to sound nice, whether like how good it is produced. The song has to be nice. That's like the main requirement. But at the same time, it's more of a clusterfuck of marketing and promotion. I mean, Ashan, you promote music way longer than I've started doing it. So you know about this more than I do. So can you tell me what are the challenges, Madam? Like how, like if you are a musician, you want to promote your music, how would
Mm.
anyone want to approach this?
Well, it's much harder than it was 5 years ago when I first started. Everything is social media nowadays. I mean, it's one of the requirements. I even took a fucking seminar for this. So if you want to get your one song out to the public, you have to keep updating your socials. You have to keep engaging your fans. You have to hype up your song at least a week before it comes, so people know what to expect. And once the song drops, you have to keep on marketing that shit. Just spam that fucking Instagram story just with that one song, so people know it's there. It's honestly, it's fucking harder than it used to be. It's all about social media right now. And if you know how to exploit that, chances are you'll get some good streams on your Spotify or your YouTube. And
Or
of course, and yeah, and you can actually just pay like $20 on Instagram and sponsor that, promote that post, and you at least get a couple of thousand hits.
And
yeah,
word of mouth also matters a lot.
I
Yeah,
made
and
a lot of
yeah, definitely.
videos before he was really trending, and everyone liked it. Everybody was so impressed. Everyone was like, "Who's singing this? Who's producing this?" And why doesn't that happen to everyone?
Could you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, say for an example, Masa, now I come home and I put on a song like I'll tell you an experience, right? So I first met with Ridma and all these friends through I met Ridma through a friend, and we had the songs of his, that was Charita's songs, but Ridma was singing those. And wherever I played it to other people, like the first ever, like the initial reaction for the song, it blew their fucking mind. Everyone was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this? Who's singing this? Who's doing that?" Now, considering what Charita is doing, of course, it's genius when there's like so much of things. But why does it work out for him, and why does it not work out for everyone else who is at the same levels of creativity? Like you now, as this one said, we have a lot of depth in terms of metal. Like there are so much of niche, like unknown underground bands in so much of like niche genres. They are so fucking good, but not everyone gets the resonance and not everyone gets the reception like the big names. So it's not more than the YouTube algorithms.
It's
It's
uh,
what do you think it is?
it's actually it's honestly 90% of the time is right place, right time. It's
Right
always
place?
like that. When it comes to music, right place, right time. It's always like that. Unless you have your connections within the industry, If you're a newcomer, right place, right. For example, how many of you know the yodeling kid at Walmart?
Yeah, I think we've all seen that by now. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not.
So that kid was okay. Do a YouTube search, Sahan. So that kid was exactly at that day at the right time, and that got him famous. He fucking sang at Coachella, man. So yeah, it's always luck. Same goes for Justin Bieber. If he didn't sang that day, Scooter Braun would have never found out.
Yeah, and exactly. Eminem, if Dr. Dre didn't see him at, I think it was at a concert or something. If Dr. Dre didn't see him that day, he would have never become this famous. Because without Dr. Dre,
Yeah,
there wouldn't be an Eminem.
yeah. There are,
Yeah.
however, industry plants, which is sort of pre-planned artists. For example, Billie Eilish is sort of an industry plant. So her
Yeah, I
parents actually have deep, yeah. So her parents
and
have,
music organized companies and all that shit. Yeah, I actually
yeah.
some.
Her parents are very well. Her parents are very well connected with Hollywood. So she was signed to a record label before she released music.
How has anyone heard of Aurora?
Aurora, yeah,
No,
that sounds familiar.
no.
Aurora, sounds familiar.
Like, dude, Aurora is sick. Aurora is like intensely Scandinavian. Like one of my current female favorite vocalists right now, and
She is Norwegian, right? If I recall.
she's Norwegian, Masan. Yeah, and the talent
Yeah,
is
yeah, I know.
incredible. And Kushinda, Masan, you are a metalhead.
Yeah.
So, Masan, what's wrong with metal? Tell me what do you think about current modern metal and what it was? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, modern metal has like there's this the thing that a lot of people like. There are two. Either it's the screamo, it's like they call it metal. I won't really call it.
Like that.
Yeah, you get either screamo or this thing called it's called nu metal and new metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the pioneering bands of nu metal was Breaking Benjamin, and then there was this other band. It's not coming to my head, but
Necessarily put Benjamin under nu metal category. I would rather put them as like a hard rock and or post progressive, like post grunge band. But in the terms
they,
of nu metal, I would put bands such as Limp Bizkit, Korn, Rage Against the Machine, stuff like that. Rap.
uh, probably yeah, it's like I'm not an expert on like categorizing music. However, a lot of the the thing with metal is there is less popularity for like the older types of metal, like for example death metal, melodic death metal. There is less popularity now, and it's more towards the lighter, more like electronic based stuff with guitars, obviously with guitars and drums. However, like people like that the new electronic elements
Yeah,
added to them.
like Tesseract
Yeah,
and
I think Bring Me the Horizon does the electronic element very well.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Your Horizon is incredible with that. Like
yeah.
I a lot of controversy and a lot of hate towards coming from to that band, but I'm like a fan to a
No,
certain extent.
they even got
I love that
hired
they're
to make.
trying new stuff. You can't stick with the same sound for years to come. You have to try something new every once in a while and then.
Yeah, and even for the game Death Stranding, the theme song is a song by Bring Me the Horizon. It's called Ludens. Yeah.
Noodles. Yeah,
The-
yeah.
Dude, John Wick 2?
yeah.
John Wick 2 theme song is by Jerry Cantrell. Jerry
Mhm.
Cantrell is the guitarist and like
John Wick 2 has a theme song?
yeah, John Wick theme song, Masang, the second one. It's by Jerry Cantrell, the guitarist of Alice in Chains.
No, I don't recall it having a theme, so I'll check it out.
Wait. Let me check the exact song. John Wick 2 song. Let me just do a Google search.
Yeah, okay, so here's another question for you guys. What are your opinions on categorizing music within the same genre? For example, electronic music has trance, progressive house, deep house, but at the end of the day, it's all electronic music. What do you think about that?
um,
Well, it depends
yeah,
on the origin of the main genre.
it's like this, guys. How metal works is like the prime grounds of how the classification works. It's in such a way that you can pretty much name the music you are making with a couple of places here and there. Say, for an example, like one of the basic categories, you can have heavy metal, and you can have death metal, and you can have nu metal, and you can have alternative metal, and stoner metal, which is my favorite. And now the difference between nu metal and stoner metal is that it's like when you listen to the vibe of it, and when you play the BPMs and the drum breaks and the guitar tones, and the playing skills are somewhat different. And you get in nu metal, you get rapping. Now the thing is, I look at people who are really hostile and who are really protective over the concept of the genre of the music, and I think it's kind of silly to do that, because I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's just music. And like whether, like if a person has trouble like what do you call, appreciating and enjoying music outside of their favorite scope of like genres. Say for an example, me being a metalhead, I still listen to Eminem and Denzel Curry and Aurora and Billie Eilish and everyone else, and that is not a problem of identity for me, and it's a problem of what I like to hear. And I think this genre thing is a scapegoat for a lot of issues, as far as I think.
Though, like when I'm sometimes like when I'm in the mood for it, I'll even listen to Caramel Dance and doesn't really matter.
Dude, Paramore is awesome.
Yeah, I
I
love
mean,
Paramore.
a couple of songs. I like for they put music for Twilight also.
Hmm.
Couple of songs for Twilight.
Yeah, that what's that? What's the name of that song? Decode. The song is called Decode.
Yes, Decode. And like currently, I'd like bands like I like Opeth as always. I still like I like Tesseract, and I don't know, a lot of things, like not a single thing comes, like you can't say this is my favorite band at the point, but a lot of things come into mind. But Asan, can you explain how the classification of electronic music? Now I can pinpoint and say, okay, this is dubstep, this is deep house, this is like down tempo or something. But within the lines of the inside the genre, within the lines of that, the capacity of a producer, what do you think? How does it work? What is the culture there?
So, so house music has been there since the 90s and it's still going strong. I don't see it ending anywhere because everyone likes house music. It's chill, it's summer, it's pop. But I think one of the main turn points in EDM was when Skrillex got famous for popularizing dubstep, which originated from Jamaica. I think
Like,
that did a
came from
huge.
Jamaica.
Sorry?
Dubstep came from Jamaica.
Yeah. So the origins of dubstep came, yeah, the bass line, the grooves, the patterns, and
I thought it originated from garage music in UK.
no, that's a different dubstep. What Skrillex was making was totally different. So his origins came from Jamaica.
Okay. Yeah, I understand now.
There are different types of dubstep.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think Deadmau5 had a huge turning point in EDM music too, electronic.
Okay.
And it's
What is the
yeah.
difference between, okay, high
Sorry?
tech? There's high tech, Malan. There's high tech and there's trance. What is the way to categorize it? What is trance and what is high tech in terms of technicalities? How do you approach it?
In terms of technicality, how would I say it? It's those type of music mostly made for festivals, So is that what you're looking for? Because when you say technicality, there can be a lot of points.
I think he means the song structure and everything.
Yeah, the song structure, and I'm referring to the BPMs and the arrangement of songs. I'm referring to the production of it.
Oh, okay. So trance is made, yeah, it's still made for festivals. So normally it will have a tempo about from 120 to 130, 135
Okay.
maybe. So the strong structure is obviously intro, then you have a breakdown, 30-second intro, 1 minute breakdown, then you maybe have another 30 seconds of a build up, which will lead to the drop, So that's how it goes. It's a formula structure, but it works every time.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm a big fan of psytrance. Though. Like
you're not
I
the biggest fan of
like that.
psytrance. Yeah, it's a good it's those type of music are definitely made for festivals and outdoors.
Most to dance and have a great time.
Yeah. If you guys are really interested in sound design, I'm talking about highly technical, try out David Tipper and Conan Sound.
Now, with regard to like, let's talk Sri Lanka. What
Mm.
are your thoughts? I want everyone to talk on this. What do you guys like? What you hear? Do you guys want anything new? What are your thoughts, guys? I want everyone like just go around on the podcast. Let's take everyone to turn and give your thoughts, guys.
So yeah, I like where we headed, but let's be honest, majority of the music here sucks because the lyrics are crap. It's all about that love scene, and yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. But there are like at least 10% of the people producers here. At least I think they're putting out great stuff.
We definitely need more metal. Definitely, like there are a lot of people I've seen who are interested in in becoming in getting big, but I don't see it happen now. Obviously, bands like Stigmata and what's the other name of that? There was this other quite popular Sri Lankan metal band
Constellation.
after Stigmata.
Constellation.
There you go. There you go. So there are bands, but I feel that we should, like the Sri Lankan, like metal community, should do a bit more to promote and make this a bit bigger. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I think that's a it's a
And
I think that's a big issue I see in all artists here. They want to become big, but they're not willing to put the work.
Yeah, and like the fans also, like I feel like need to do a, like, since Sri Lanka is a smaller country, I think it'll be easier to get stuff out. Like for
Yeah,
example,
definitely. Yeah. Yeah,
if
the community here is super close and supportive, at
yeah,
least.
like let's say
yeah,
we started a band, it'll be like if we put a lot of extra effort, not too much but a decent amount of effort, we can get out there, like um for example handing out flyers or a Facebook page or something. It'll be relatively somewhat not comparative to America, it'll be relatively somewhat easier to get out there.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about the music that's coming out, it's nothing to do with music at all. It's the artwork that supports the music. Nobody really actually thinks of putting in an extra effort for the artwork because honestly, that's what actually catches your eye first before you listen to the song.
Yeah, exactly. Either they just put a photo of a guitar with some letters on the side, and like
Yeah.
yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't really work. Like now, for example, Mihindu Aryaratna's that album. I forgot what the album. There's a like it's the album with that song was a Yanatanaka. So that album, as I remember, the album cover is just him with a mic and the guitar, and just some lyrics on some letters on the side.
this is
Um,
Yeah, I don't.
Anand, right? You know Ariratnas?
I think it's the song with the Yana with the album with Yana Tanaka in it. That
Prema
really
Premanga.
popular song.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to something like that if the artwork is shit.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
but
think in
like,
terms of
Shenik and the
artwork,
other
Michael
guy.
Jackson's Thriller was actually amazing.
yeah.
Same
Numan,
shit.
Mana, as a blues, now you
Yeah,
are
his name
like
is yeah, close
let's
friends. Yeah.
let's have like an outside opinion on things like this. Now we sorry guys, I forgot to introduce. We have Dylan online as well. The Batman who laughs. Hi Dylan.
Hey man,
Hey bro.
can you
So
hear
we
me?
were talking about music and we were talking about metal and we spoke about the Grammys and then we spoke about the how it has happened like affected musicians' lives and like then I spoke a little bit about metal and rock and now we are talking about the Sri Lankan context of music. Ashan and this question was now Ashan, you said
Yeah.
the local music scene is more of a thuggish and a more of a cartel kind of a thing. Now I have been a part of the music as well.
I wouldn't call it exactly that.
I'm trying to use some heavy words to get some engagement on this shit, on this motherfucker. So I want to get to Nuan. Nuan, Masan, as a person who just is at the
I think when you, yeah.
as anyone of listening end, Masang, what is wrong with Sri Lankan music? What is wrong with Sri Lankan, underground, homegrown culture? What are your thoughts, bro?
Right. So, first off, I'm not a huge fan of today's modern present day music in Sri Lanka because I honestly really don't listen to it. And from what I hear, however, uh,
Okay. No, I'm gonna interrupt you. Okay, so so your idea comes with that the music sucks and you don't want to listen to it. But what if a good song actually does come out and you don't want to listen to it? How does the artist get you to listen to it?
um, well, good song. Uh, Obviously, I would go and see, what's probably trending in the country right now. I mean, what songs are that are more often been playing on radio channels and in the television, and also and what my friends are talking about and what I see more often on social media. So I would just obviously go and check it out to see what if it's really nice. I mean, there was this one song now. I think it's called Kueni, right? So I first of all I didn't
Hmm.
listen to it because I was like be like trash and whatnot. But one of my friends recommended to just listen to it, and so good. I mean, I think all of you have listened to that song, and I mean there are songs which are actually pleasant to listen to. But I'm not a huge fan of what uh, the other.
Yeah, but what would you like to hear? What would you expect, son? What would you expect? Yeah.
Um, well, what I expect more. Um, that's a difficult part because I don't have a vast knowledge about music, how this thing works. As a guy who always listen to Western cultured music.
All right, so interesting outcome there. Now, as growing up, I've listened to more English music than Sinhala songs, and like that. Now, like your personal opinion, Masan. No judgment, no nothing. Do you think that like now, considering movies, we are really far behind when it comes to international standards,
Exactly.
but that there are some good upsides which demonstrate potential. So where do you think, Nuan, in your perception, to for us, like in order for you, how long would it take for you to actually like chase a Sri Lankan artist and say like, okay, what is this fucker doing? What is his music? How long would it go to reach up to that level?
Um, kind of
Say 10 years of infinity, five
uh,
years, 2 years.
no, as I don't think that's the case. I think it's about how the artist is going to uh, market his music out there. I think that there should be a certain different, a unique way to approach Sri Lankans, the new generation in music. Like how Ashan said about these music, the album cover arts. Uh,
So much of it. Now, Maneesha. Now,
Yeah.
I've literally technically grown up with Maneesha, so I know Maneesha's music taste since day one. And you start like stuff from like Daft Punk and
Who
I don't
hates
know,
Daft Punk?
good stuff, man, good fucking stuff. Maneesha, Madan, what are your thoughts? Sri Lankan music, international music, the disparate relationship. What the fuck is happening?
So the thing is,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Come on, bro. No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. So speaking of Daft Punk, I think we should have actually mentioned it in the beginning when we were talking about how fame affects artists. I think Daft Punk are the only two artists I know who actually avoided being famous.
Yeah.
Because Yeah, they
they
knew
they were
what
like
they knew what
they were like
they knew what they were
broke
doing.
they broke the formula basically.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they did it back in the what 80s. So yeah, they wore masks. They didn't want to be famous. They didn't want to take pictures of their real faces, and they just disappeared off the face of the earth. And they come back 10 years later, make an album, win a Grammy, then fucks right off. That to me, that's just perfect.
Kind,
That's how you live a good life.
kind of like Sia. Have you guys noticed she never on like
Yeah.
live performances? She never shows her face.
Yeah,
She always
yeah.
Oh
covers
yeah,
her
Sia
true.
face.
has
But
Sia, if I recall, has social anxiety.
so before Daft Punk was actually a Crafter, a band called Crafter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Perfect, Germany. I
they are
think their founder died this
yeah
year.
yeah they are the basically they
Yeah,
are basically the founding fathers of the electronic music. So
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Daft Punk is good, but Daft Punk actually never invented anything new.
actually
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ashan, you-
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. If you look at the history, they never invented anything new. They took their they took existing formulas and they improved upon it. They used what? They used the drum machine, the Roland TR 909, and they used the Talkbox vocoder, which is from Digitech. So yeah, those were already pre-existing things, but Kraftwerk they actually invented something. So the vocoder was actually used by Nokia at Bell Labs to encrypt and decrypt uh, World War II, I think World War II encrypted messages. So they use that for music.
oh, that like I from like a as like when I listened to Daft Punk, I was deeply like I don't know rooted towards rock and metal music, and at the time I was really impressed with what they were doing because the
yeah
songs were
Yeah, Daft Punk's music originated from French house, which is based in France, like new disco. That's where the whole thing comes from.
yeah before them there were acts like Cassius and some of their contemporaries like
Yeah,
Kavinsky and all that.
yeah.
So
Kevinsky is still there. I think
yeah
one of the Daft Punk. I think Homo Manuel actually co-produced a track for him called Night Call. It was
yeah
used in the movie Drive. Yeah,
it was the thing that Daft Punk did was they brought the electronic music into the mainstream music
yeah, yeah.
in terms of
Kind of like what.
yeah
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of production quality and the live performance. Like if we see their live performance, the concert alive
Oh yeah,
2007, it was like the
yeah, yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like the what you call the groundbreaking experience that marked the live performances for electronic acts in the world. Like
Yeah,
they are the first ones that use LED screens, lighting systems,
yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah, I think
real
their
time
showmanship was much better.
real
Yeah,
time production techniques in sync with everything.
yeah. But if you're talking about actual technical achievements, you should check out Deadmau5's live shows. My God, the complex is it's so complex.
have you boys seen Ramstein?
So,
A couple of times, yeah.
I will
So
I
I've
will
watched some live shows.
actually speaking of the live performance, I think uh, regarding electronic music, currently Eric Prydz have been doing very well.
oh yeah, Eric Price is not bad, but I think we should. I don't know if
Like
you know, but
he's the
you
first
check out.
yeah
Yeah,
he's the first artist to implement holograms in his live performance.
I did
So
read
like
about that. But in terms of sort of a spiritual experience, I think Medion did it better with Good Faith.
yeah, Medion and Porter Robinson, they are the ones.
Best friends. Yeah, best friends.
All right, guys. Now I'm 27 years old. Maneesha is my age, and one is practically the same. Ashan is 22, and Kushinda I don't
Yeah.
know his age, but
I'm 24.
24. Now we have Dylan who is like doing A levels right now. Dylan, bro, buddy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I
Madam,
hope you
what is
can hear
happening
the
at your
background
school?
noise.
You are doing A levels, right? What is happening in your school? What are the things your friends listen to? How do you feel about it?
Um, my friends. I mean, I personally have like a very different taste. I just listen to mostly indie folk and like Damien Rice and stuff.
All
But
right.
like
What else?
them people my age, like there isn't like the usual stuff, the pop and rap and stuff. I
So
guess
say if you are throwing
I
out
haven't.
names, you are listening to Khalid, Weekend, Billie Eilish, that stuff like that, right?
Yeah, stuff like that.
So what do you think? Like, considering, do you see like, do you have like among the crowds that you resonate with? Do you have like faithful fans? Do you like genre faithful fans? Like, I listen to metal only. I listen to hip hop or rap music only. How does it work?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, most people are obsessed with rap for some reason. I don't get it. And some are, some like very devoted fans of some artists. Like, and like, to be honest, in my class specifically, like most of them are actually like fans of the typical Sri Lankan stuff, the very, I don't know, cringy sad songs.
Oh
If
uh,
you're
no.
throwing
I
names,
know, right?
you want to throw out names, it's all go, bro. You can just throw out names.
Um,
Malsindus.
I don't know. I don't even know names because like I have never listened to them.
So, what other stuff you listen to?
I mean, I don't have a specific genre. It depends on my mood. Sometimes I listen like mainly it's indie folk like Damien Rice, Ben Howard, and stuff. But I listen to. I mean, sometimes I listen to Iron Maiden,
Oh yeah,
and
boy.
then sometimes I just listen to like I even listen to Careless fucking Whisper sometimes. So yeah, I don't have a specific genre.
I'm a big fan of Luminous. I love the Luminous. Oh my god. Fuck. And I love Cigarette After Sex and oh,
Oh yeah, Cigarettes After Sex is really good.
really fucking good, man. Jesus. And lot of I dislike this for me when it comes to indie music. I love a lot of songs, but I've like raped the songs on loop all the time. So I haven't really moved on from like this set of bands like the ones that I mentioned. Would you recommend on any indie genres? What would you recommend? Like good bands you would want to check out?
Um, I mean, definitely Damien Rice. He's my favorite artist.
Damien Rice. Oh, okay.
And Ben Howard is pretty good.
Oh, I love Ben Howard.
Yeah, those two are like my
Chet
top
Faker. I'm a
two.
big fan of Chet Faker as well.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of Chet Faker.
Chet Faker is really fucking good, man.
Yeah, he's really fucking good. And who else?
All right, now guys. Okay, we are almost at the 1 hour mark of the show. Manish, am I right?
Yep.
Yo. So, all
Yeah, he
right.
did
So,
some. Yeah.
yeah, what we'll do is, Macha, we'll go around the table once. All of us recommend one band, or one song, or one artist, or whatever, and we'll call it a fucking night. Everyone just like check it out later on. So I will start with Ashan, then Kushinda, Nuwan, Manish, then Dylan, and I'll recommend a song, and then we'll fucking close it right. Call no, Macha? Yeah,
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So Ashan, go first, Macha.
You mean
Your recommendation.
you mean any genre?
Any genre, anything goes, Macha.
Okay. Okay.
Ashan, what would you suggest? Hello. Bro, I'm having trouble hearing you. Um, Ashan, I'm having trouble hearing you, buddy.
Okay. How about now?
And now it's better.
Okay. So I'll recommend one of my favorites, Medion's Miracle.
Nice one.
Sorry, say that again, Masa?
It's a Miracle by Medion.
Mirror Down by Marion. Alright. Okay. Kushinda, what do you suggest?
I'd suggest us a band called Saint Sonia. It's the lead singer from 3 Days Grace's new band. Once
Oh,
he left 3 Days Grace, he created this new band called Saint Sonia, and the music is almost as good as back then 3 Days Grace music. So yeah, that band is really good.
okay. This is Adam Gontia's band, right?
Yeah, Adam Gontia's new band. He left Saint Sonia now. This is his new band.
Oh, he was in Stained and Seether and few other good rock bands, dude.
Yeah, he was he was a guest in many bands because of his vocal range. Like his voice goes really well with Sean Morgan's voice from Sita. So like both of them can sing in sync. It's really nice.
Same way like Brent Smith from Shinedown, like similar
Yeah,
capacity of vocalists.
yeah. The Brent Smith's live performances are next level. I don't understand how he can perform that so good live.
Saint Sonia. All right, pushing the recommend Saint Sonia. Nuan, any suggest any song that comes to your head, mother? Any artist, anything comes to your head?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not sure if y'all are fans of K-pop, pop music.
No problem. No problem.
Oh,
No problem. No problem.
No problem,
no
no
problem at
problem.
all.
No problem.
K-pop.
Yeah,
This is
There are
BTS.
brilliant bands, man.
yeah,
This is BTS.
Yeah.
I'm showing the heart. I'm showing
yeah,
that testicle kind of thing.
yeah.
The army. Don't kill me.
Right. So, one of the latest tracks of Blackpink, uh, this girl band is one of the most fast-growing band. I mean, they are known globally, and it's pretty decent, cool, girl band where they make.
Is it like baby metal?
Sorry.
Is it like baby metal?
Uh, no, 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 no. It's way different, and they are amazingly talented girls. I mean, they just don't just show off. Uh, they are talented in dancing. They're talented in their vocals and their raps as well. I mean, I'm totally in love with this Blackpink band. And back in 2018, they released their one of their albums. I think it has to be Kill This Love. And the recent album was Blackpink the album. So I would recommend anyone who's listening to this podcast right now to just to give it a try. Just to give it a try on this Blackpink album, and just one of them like more one of their hits was How You Like That, and another one would go with Lovesick Girls. Um, Pretty Savage is also, I mean, it's amazing. So just give it a shot. Blackpink is the band. It's a girl band, Korean K-pop. I mean, if you are in the LGU group, I've been posting about these girls for the few couple of days.
Yeah, you
Oh
would
yeah.
be.
We have noticed.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, the way you worded it was kind of weird though.
I'll be posting for this girl on LGU. Oh no, bro.
I mean, there's nothing weird about it. That first of all, these girls are not underage, so
So we have LGU.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, chill.
so no,
Maneesha, buddy, follow up to you. Suggestion,
What?
song, artist, anything.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, pretty much obvious. Daft Punk, Instant Crush.
Dude, I
Mhm.
majority of the
Great
people
choice.
have heard of Daft Punk, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, but people out to know.
Yeah, but I thought people have like people get lucky and mainstream Daft Punk famous today
Yeah.
because
Then I'd suggest they check out the old Daft Punk songs.
Yeah, but
all the Daft
Something like, yeah.
yeah,
nice man.
I could have recommended one song from Homework or something, but the thing is,
No, just like the old stuff, like Revolution 909,
yeah,
Robot Rock, The Funk, Where It Is Cool, yeah, stuff like that.
so
The old stuff.
yeah, one of the old tracks that I really fell in love with is Around the World.
Around the world, around the world.
I love the mashup between, yeah. I love the mashup between that and what's the other one?
Alright, Dylan.
Harder, faster, stronger.
Harder, faster, stronger.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Faster,
that's from
stronger.
live show, I think.
Daft Punk is funny.
Yeah.
Dylan, buddy boy.
I'm just gonna recommend something that I've been listening to on repeat. I'm new to metal, and like Iron Maiden is the thing, and Dream of
So
Me is
give
by
us
Iron
a good
Maiden.
indie band, bro.
Sorry.
Give us a good indie band to listen to.
Um, Iron and Wine, especially
Oh,
Scene Dance Smoke.
nice, nice, nice,
The
nice.
track Scene Dance Smoke, it's like amazing.
Amazing music, man. Mark, yes, nice one. All right, my turn. I will suggest My Sleeping Karma. My Sleeping Karma is more of or less an instrumental band. Their music is more like relative towards Hindi and Hindu metal type of shit, and they are from Germany.
So
And
similar to folk metal. Is it like folk metal?
no, it's technically more complex. Like it's not exactly folk metal either,
Oriental
Masang.
metal.
It's like Oriental metal, but there's no double foot involved, no heavy chugs involved, and it's more like a religious, spiritual type of metal, Malang. It's like instrumental
Is
type
it like
shit.
ethnic? Is it like ethnic kind of thing?
More or less hard to say. Like you heard of Asterix, right?
Psychedelic?
You know,
You
like
heard of Asterix?
like if Juno Reactor was a metal band, like that.
Pretty much, I guess. Like they have done, like they have given Masang around 5 albums so far, right? They have like 5 albums. Kya naam Masang? They had a bootleg release called Mela Ananda, and they have like 5 albums called Moksha, Soma, Trai, Satya, and My Sleeping Karma, the self-titled album. Like for one of the songs on, I think Moksha, which that was the last one that came. Oh, was it? No, 2017 they released something called Mela Ananda. Mela Ananda is the live bootlegs. Like Unga Masang live Gahati, what they do is they have some improvisations, like on the spot music. So they like recorded all of that and put out an album called like a live bootleg session. But their studio album, the last one came like 5 years ago, and it was like the sickest album ever. It's called Moksha. Moksha by My Sleeping Karma. And what they did was they took a preaching of Dalai Lama, put that onto the song, like went down with it, and like this, like even the names, like the songs are called Agni, Vayu, Patavi, Pruti, and Interlude 1, Interlude 2, Interlude 3, stuff like that.
The names of elements.
Consisting all Lama song, like a incredible, like even the artwork is fucking sick, man. Like the main reason how I discovered the band was the artwork. Like Ashan and both of you boys said, like it's like an incredible level of creativity and like artistic expression.
Speaking of
From
artworks, I think Logic's artworks have been quite good.
dude, Logic is sick. Logic is one of the rappers I've been really, really impressed with. Holy shit! Like he's
Yeah,
my
he's
age.
yeah,
Keep on dude.
one of the
Like
best. Yeah, yeah.
one of
I think his artwork is done by Sam Spratt. Yeah, he also does stuff for Netflix.
wow, that's sick.
By the way, are you guys fans of Alt J?
No,
All,
I don't recall.
all the
They're pretty good too, actually. All plus J, actually.
Oh, all plus.
all plus J. Let me just have smooth. All plus J. Oh, indie rock band. English. I should check this out.
We'll check. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Check the album and Awesome Wave or something. I don't remember the exact name.
If you're recommending bands, which is I like to recommend 100 Waters Communicating. Not a rock band, but they're pretty good.
100 waters. All right. Any more
100
suggestions?
Waters.
Motherfucker
Yeah.
up. Any more suggestions?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, G. Jones, The Ineffable Truth, which is yeah, it's completely bass music, but it's just the production quality and the mixing and mastering is just another level. Extremely talented guy, very underrated.
Okay. So, as a like a band, I would suggest My Sleeping Karma. A solo artist, I would suggest Aurora. And right, all right, guys. So it's 11:30 in the night, and I think we should call it a night today. because we can talk about music for a long fucking time. And
Yeah,
basically,
we were hoping to speak for about music like what 30 minutes.
yeah. And we were supposed to have a chill
Let's
out
not do
session,
that
and
again.
that was on the
I mean,
schedule.
even the chill out session turned into a music session. So
Yeah.
Which is pretty chill. Yeah.
All right, boys. So let's call it a night. Happy Sunday for you guys, and good to be happy week ahead. All of us from LGU wishes everyone good night, and thank you so much for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
Let's
Stay safe
move
too. Yeah.
with better content and more interactive content for you guys. Any messages from you guys? All yours. All right. Okay, guys. We are gonna close it. Have a great night. LGU out. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Good night,
See you, everyone.
everyone.
right, thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.